France stood dangerously close to complete collapse. English armies conquered countless desperate French territories. Fear consumed every frightened surviving innocent villager. Hope slowly disappeared beneath endless bloody battles. Then appeared one extraordinary teenage village girl. Her name became legendary Joan of Arc. Nobody expected miraculous courage from her. She claimed heavenly voices guided every decision. Many powerful leaders mocked her confidence immediately. Others believed dangerous madness possessed her mind. Joan never accepted humiliating, fearful rejection quietly. Her unwavering determination shocked everyone nearby completely. She traveled across dangerous medieval French roads. Every exhausting step strengthened her extraordinary purpose. Finally, she reached Charles' desperate royal court. Suspicious guards laughed before allowing peaceful entrance. Noble advisors whispered endless, cruel, insulting judgments. Joan remained remarkably calm despite overwhelming pressure. Charles quietly observed mysterious, fearless young woman. Her confidence seemed impossible beyond ordinary understanding. She described visions inspiring France's future victory. Every spoken word echoed absolute fearless conviction. Charles unexpectedly decided trusting impossible, miraculous destiny. Joan received shining armor without noble birth. Experienced soldiers questioned strange royal military decision. Nobody respected inexperienced, courageous teenage village maiden. Joan ignored every insulting, doubtful, mocking voice. She inspired exhausted warriors through fearless example. Her white banner symbolized unwavering, faithful hope. Every soldier noticed extraordinary, fearless determination immediately. Soon they marched toward besieged Orléans together. Enemy forces confidently expected effortless, crushing victory. Joan courageously rode beside hardened veteran warriors. Flying arrows filled dark, terrifying battle skies. Explosions echoed across desperate medieval battlefield everywhere. Joan refused retreat despite painful, serious wounds. Courage spread rapidly throughout exhausted French ranks. Soldiers charged forward with renewed, fearless determination. English defenders slowly began losing precious confidence. Fierce fighting continued throughout exhausting, brutal daylight. Joan encouraged everyone despite unbearable physical suffering. Her inspiring presence transformed ordinary, frightened hearts. Victory finally smiled upon struggling, hopeful France. Orléans celebrated miraculous liberation with joyful tears. Church bells echoed triumphant, hopeful songs everywhere. Citizens praised brave Joan without hesitation proudly. France suddenly discovered forgotten, precious national confidence. Charles advanced toward glorious royal coronation confidently. Joan proudly protected hopeful kingdom's fragile future. Crowds welcomed victorious heroes across ancient roads. Smiles replaced unbearable months of heartbreaking despair. Yet hidden dangers quietly gathered behind celebrations. Powerful nobles secretly feared Joan's growing influence. Political jealousy slowly poisoned grateful royal hearts. Invisible enemies prepared devastating future betrayal carefully. Joan remained completely unaware surrounding dangerous conspiracies. Her greatest victories created unexpected, powerful enemies. Success attracted dangerous attention beyond battlefields alone. Fate silently approached, carrying unimaginable, cruel consequences. Nobody recognized approaching darkness behind glorious triumph. History prepared shocking, unforgettable, heartbreaking, dramatic turning point. Joan's destiny suddenly changed forever afterward, unexpectedly. Every miracle demanded painful, heartbreaking, impossible sacrifices eventually. The greatest battle awaited fearless Joan ahead. Everything changed before anyone truly realized. Charles entered Reims beneath cheering, grateful crowds. Sacred ceremonies crowned France's rightful, hopeful monarch. Joan watched quietly, carrying victorious white banner. Her mission seemed finally wonderfully, completely fulfilled. France celebrated impossible dreams becoming glorious reality. Every village honored courageous teenage national heroine. Songs praised Joan across joyful medieval kingdoms. Yet dangerous whispers spread inside royal corridors. Influential nobles feared Joan's rising public admiration. Her popularity threatened fragile political royal balance. Jealous advisors secretly questioned Joan's divine visions. Doubt slowly replaced gratitude within powerful circles. Hidden ambitions quietly overshadowed previous heroic victories. Joan requested continuing campaigns against remaining invaders. Court officials hesitated despite previous overwhelming successes. Political caution replaced fearless military boldness completely. Joan refused abandoning France's unfinished sacred mission. She continued leading determined loyal French soldiers. Every battle demanded unimaginable courage, relentless endurance. Enemies recognized Joan's extraordinary battlefield influence immediately. Burgundian forces carefully planned capturing fearless Joan. Opportunity finally arrived outside Compiègne's fortified walls. Fierce fighting erupted beneath dark, threatening clouds. French defenders desperately struggled against overwhelming attackers. Joan courageously protected retreating frightened companions first. Castle gates suddenly closed behind desperate defenders. Joan remained trapped outside unforgiving, protective fortress. Enemy cavalry surrounded courageous heroine within moments. Her faithful horse collapsed during chaotic struggle. Brave resistance ultimately became completely impossible there. Burgundian soldiers captured exhausted, fearless Joan alive. Chains replaced shining armor worn proudly yesterday. Silence replaced triumphant battlefield victory songs forever. France's brightest symbol suddenly became helpless prisoner. Hope seemed painfully distant once again everywhere. Supporters prayed endlessly throughout countless sleepless nights. Families feared England's cruel, inevitable revenge immediately. Joan expected grateful France demanding immediate rescue. Days passed without meaningful royal intervention whatsoever. Weeks disappeared beneath prison's freezing stone darkness. Charles remained strangely silent despite overwhelming expectations. Many loyal followers felt deeply abandoned inside. Political calculations outweighed heartfelt gratitude, unfortunately now. Joan realized dangerous betrayal surrounded every silence. England purchased valuable prisoner from Burgundian captors. Gold exchanged hands without visible human compassion. Joan became England's most precious living trophy. Victory required destroying Joan's powerful, inspiring reputation. Killing alone would never prove enough politically. They needed public humiliation before execution occurred. Religious accusations offered perfect, devastating political weapon. Church authorities assembled complicated official legal proceedings. Powerful judges prepared countless difficult theological questions. Joan entered courtroom wearing heavy iron chains. Every hostile face awaited disastrous, embarrassing mistakes. She stood alone before intimidating religious authorities. Fear never conquered Joan's remarkable inner strength. Her greatest trial had finally begun. Destiny waited silently beyond courtroom's unforgiving walls. Truth prepared, confronting terrifying, powerful deception soon. History watched every unforgettable, heartbreaking courtroom moment. Joan refused surrendering faith despite impossible odds. The final judgment approached relentlessly every day. Flames remained unseen but dangerously approaching already. Nothing would ever remain exactly unchanged. Every hearing tested Joan's remarkable, unwavering composure. Judges demanded impossible answers through endless questioning. Every sentence carried dangerous, life-changing, hidden consequences. Joan answered carefully without showing overwhelming fear. Her wisdom surprised experienced, educated church officials. Many expected frightened, confused, desperate young prisoner. Instead, they encountered extraordinary intelligence and courage. Every clever response frustrated determined hostile judges. They searched relentlessly for damaging contradictions everywhere. Joan remained astonishingly consistent throughout exhausting interrogations. Faith strengthened every difficult answer she offered. Her confidence never completely disappeared despite imprisonment. English leaders watched proceedings with impatient expectations. They demanded conviction regardless actual undeniable truth. Political victory mattered beyond genuine religious justice. Joan understood dangerous forces surrounded every decision. Still, she refused abandoning heavenly divine mission. Threats increased after every courtroom appearance daily. Prison guards constantly intimidated exhausted captive Joan. Isolation slowly attacked her emotional inner strength. Cold stone walls echoed painful, lonely silence. Sleep rarely visited her troubled, restless nights. Yet hope quietly survived inside wounded heart. Some observers secretly admired Joan's extraordinary resilience. Others feared challenging powerful English authorities openly. Compassion remained hidden beneath fearful, silent faces. The courtroom became battlefield without swords today. Words replaced arrows during relentless, brutal conflict. Every answer determined tomorrow's terrifying, uncertain future. Joan prayed before each exhausting, difficult session. She believed heaven never abandoned faithful servants. Judges questioned voices Joan claimed hearing constantly. They mocked every miraculous spiritual testimony presented. Joan calmly defended her personal sacred experiences. Her sincerity confused even skeptical, hostile listeners. Truth sounded stronger than carefully crafted accusations. Still, verdict seemed predetermined before proceedings started. Justice slowly disappeared beneath political ambition entirely. Powerful interests demanded unforgettable public condemnation immediately. England feared Joan's living, inspirational, powerful legacy. Dead heroes sometimes inspire greater resistance forever. Therefore, reputation required complete destruction before execution. Church symbols became convenient political battlefield weapons. Joan faced impossible choices without trusted allies. She briefly signed confusing written abjuration document. Fear touched even extraordinary, courageous human hearts. Soon, Joan reconsidered painful, desperate decision completely. She reclaimed original, unwavering, faithful testimony proudly. That decision sealed heartbreaking, inevitable, tragic destiny. Judges immediately restored severe heresy accusations again. Final deliberations echoed through solemn ancient chambers. Nobody expected genuine mercy anymore afterward there. Joan stood peacefully despite approaching dreadful sentence. Courage remained her final faithful companion. Silence filled courtroom before judgment finally arrived. Every heartbeat sounded painfully loud inside memories. History approached its darkest, unforgettable, heartbreaking chapter. The sentence would shock generations forever afterward. Flames awaited beyond cold, unforgiving prison walls. Joan never surrendered her deepest, unwavering belief. Her spirit remained stronger than fearful enemies. Dawn approached, carrying irreversible, tragic consequences silently. The final morning arrived without any mercy. Destiny opened history's most heartbreaking, unforgettable page. Everything now led toward blazing execution flames. Dawn arrived beneath silent gray morning skies. Rouen awakened without joy or celebration today. Crowds gathered around towering wooden execution stake. Fear spread across every watching, hopeful face. Some came seeking horrifying public entertainment only. Others arrived carrying hidden, sympathetic, broken hearts. Joan walked forward wearing heavy iron chains. Every step echoed through stunned, silent streets. Guards surrounded her with sharpened, watchful determination. Nobody dared challenge powerful English authority openly. Joan's expression remained astonishingly peaceful despite everything. Tears filled countless watching, innocent, hopeful eyes. She requested one simple wooden cross humbly. A compassionate soldier quietly crafted one immediately. Joan gratefully held precious symbol against chest. She whispered heartfelt prayers with unwavering faith. Church bells echoed across morning medieval city. Cold winds carried smoke before blazing flames. Executioners prepared dry wood beneath trembling prisoner. Silence overwhelmed the restless, gathered, frightened crowd. Every heartbeat seemed painfully louder than before. Joan looked upward beyond dark, cloudy heavens. Her courage inspired even doubtful, hostile witnesses. The execution order finally echoed across square. Torches touched stacked wood surrounding Joan slowly. Small flames quickly became unstoppable, burning inferno. Thick smoke swallowed surrounding terrifying, haunting silence. Heat rose fiercely toward helpless, captive heroine. Joan continued praying despite unbearable, searing agony. She repeatedly called Jesus with steadfast devotion. Her voice remained clear through choking smoke. Witnesses wept uncontrollably, watching heartbreaking final moments. Even hardened soldiers lowered ashamed, guilty eyes. Some executioners quietly regretted dreadful assigned duties. Flames climbed higher around fearless young martyr. Pain never erased extraordinary spiritual inner strength. Joan refused cursing cruel, merciless persecutors ever. Instead, she offered forgiveness until final breath. Smoke concealed her from grieving, watching crowd. Then complete silence suddenly embraced everything there. Only glowing embers remained beneath dark skies. England believed ultimate victory finally belonged forever. Political leaders celebrated destruction of dangerous symbol. They assumed Joan's inspiring legacy disappeared permanently. They misunderstood history's mysterious, enduring, unforgettable power. Great courage cannot burn into forgotten ashes. Truth patiently survives beyond temporary earthly victories. Joan's body perished before countless frightened witnesses. Her spirit refused, disappearing from national memory. France remembered extraordinary sacrifice through endless generations. Children inherited stories celebrating fearless, unwavering faith. Songs carried Joan's courage across forgotten centuries. Legends grew stronger despite determined political lies. Enemies destroyed flesh yet empowered immortal inspiration. History quietly prepared astonishing future unexpected reversal. The real ending remained wonderfully unwritten still. Ashes settled while unforgettable legend kept living. Flames disappeared but hope survived forever. Joan's greatest victory had just begun. Nothing ended where everyone expected ending. Tomorrow would completely rewrite today's painful judgment. Time would expose hidden truth without mercy. History always remembers courage beyond brutal injustice. Joan's name would outlive every persecutor forever. The final twist waited beyond passing generations. 25 years quietly passed across weary France. Old wounds never completely faded from memories. Questions surrounding Joan refused disappearing through time. Many witnesses remembered heartbreaking execution with sorrow. New leaders demanded honest investigation into truth. Church authorities reopened Joan's controversial historic trial. Surviving witnesses courageously shared forgotten painful testimonies. Every statement challenged previous official accusations completely. Hidden political motives slowly became unmistakably visible. False evidence finally collapsed beneath careful examination. Corrupted proceedings shocked respected religious investigators deeply. Joan's original trial proved fundamentally unjust altogether. Every fabricated accusation gradually lost remaining credibility. The verdict officially became permanently overturned afterward. Joan was declared completely innocent before history. France welcomed long-awaited justice with overwhelming relief. Bells rang joyfully throughout grateful medieval cities. Her honor finally returned despite tragic death. England's political triumph slowly transformed into embarrassment. Lies rarely survive relentless passage of time. Truth patiently waits beneath countless hidden shadows. Joan's extraordinary courage inspired future generations endlessly. Artists painted unforgettable scenes celebrating fearless heroine. Writers preserved remarkable sacrifice through timeless stories. Soldiers remembered unwavering bravery before impossible battles. Ordinary people found hope through Joan's example. Faith became stronger because steadfast courage endured. Her legacy crossed borders beyond medieval France. Centuries later, worldwide admiration continued steadily growing. Pilgrims honored Joan with heartfelt, grateful prayers. History recognized extraordinary strength within gentle humility. Courage often wears unexpectedly ordinary human faces. Great heroes rarely seek personal lasting glory. They simply answer impossible calls without hesitation. Joan never fought seeking wealth or power. She followed deeply trusted divine inner conviction. That conviction changed France forever afterward permanently. Enemies silenced voices but never meaningful truths. Fire destroyed bodies, never immortal, inspiring ideals. Her story still challenges human conscience today. Would bravery survive similar impossible, terrifying circumstances? Could unwavering faith overcome overwhelming political corruption? Those questions remain painfully relevant even today. Joan's sacrifice continues echoing across modern generations. Every generation discovers fresh meaning within courage. History rewards perseverance beyond temporary, devastating defeats. Justice sometimes arrives painfully late indeed eventually, yet genuine justice remains profoundly worth pursuing. Joan's destiny transformed unimaginable tragedy into hope. Her death never became ultimate final defeat. Instead, it ignited everlasting inspirational human resilience. One fearless girl reshaped history forever completely. Legends endure because unforgettable courage never dies. Remember Joan whenever hope feels impossible again. Sometimes history changes through fearless, ordinary people. Her blazing legacy still lights humanity's path. That unforgettable flame will never truly fade. Joan of Arc lives beyond eternal history. Her courage forever defeats fear and darkness. The legend never truly reached its end. Her fearless spirit forever inspires humanity worldwide. History remembers courage beyond power and fear. Joan's sacrifice changed France's destiny forever completely. True heroes never truly disappear from history. Her eternal legacy will never fade away.